This video we will talk about your lab exercise 14. Before we talk about lab exercise 14, actually that came from the case study evaluating expression from module 13. So let me talk about this case first. So then you will make some change. That will be your lab exercise 14. In module 13, we don't have enough time to finish to talk about some application regarding stack and queue. So that's why here we will see the application. Usually we use the stack to evaluate the expression. So what kind of expression? Actually evaluate the mathematical expression. For example, sometimes you can just Google 51 plus 54 times 3 plus 2. So those kind of mathematical expression. So you will get your answer. So this one actually when we do the mathematical calculation, we were using the stack. Why? Because you cannot really start calculate until you read all the data, right? For example, you see 51 plus 54. Should I add 51 plus 54? Not yet, right? Because we know here actually the 54 not really the operand for this addition yet. This 54 operand will continue to multiply another value. So from the math, the order operation, we know the parentheses have the higher priority. Then we have exponent. Then we have multiplication. Then we have division. Then addition and subtraction. So that's why sometimes when user enter the mathematical expression, we cannot really read one by one, then right away process. So actually, according to the operator, most operator, they need to work with two operands. We need to see the operator has the higher priority. Then we need to do that first. So that's why here, in order to evaluate this expression, we need to create two stacks. One stack we call operator stack. So each element is a 1 byte character. Then we have operand stack. So this operand stack is after we parsing, we convert to the number. So here we just focus on integer only. So then you parsing and you get your operand. You add to the stack one by one. So you can see here, whenever we have the addition, actually that's the lowest priority. So we push into the stack. Then we have the multiplication. Okay, so even I have multiplication, we still need to see, do we have other thing we need to check? So then I have the left operand on left parenthesis. Yeah, still left parenthesis don't do anything yet. So plus. But whenever I see I have the right parenthesis, that means the close parenthesis, right? So that's why when we see this one, actually we should right away pop. Okay, so when you see the right parenthesis, so we know here we need to go back to see any operator I need to finish until the left parenthesis. So when I see the plus operator, so when I have plus operator, so I need to have two operands work this operator. So then after I got the 5, then I push back. So that's the reason we have the operator stack and the operand stack. So here you will see more clear is, according to different operator, you will see, do I need to push or not? Or I should pop. Okay, so that's why you will see the plus and minus actually the lowest operator. So if at the top is plus and minus, we try to put the operator into the stack. So then the same thing, if you have any multiplication and division, and before you push, you see they are also on top of that. They are still multiplication or division, so you push into the stack. But when you see the close parenthesis, then you need to continue to process the top from the operator stack until you see the close symbol. So this one, actually from here, you will see more clear. We just see this expression. Because I see the close parentheses, so that's why I start processing one by one. So whenever you have an operator, then you pop this operator, you need to work with two operand. So that's here, give them other color. Okay, so actually these two operands work with this operator. So after I pop 3 and 2, do the addition, I have 5, right? So that's why the 5 go back to the stack operand. So then when we have, so we pop addition. So then when we see the close open parentheses, we just pop that. So we finish. So then since we don't have anything, so we just start processing all our stack. I just continue pop the top of operator first. So then each one I work with two operands. So 54 times 5 becomes 270. So then again I have one more operator. So 51 plus 270. So then becomes 321. So once your all operator is gone from the operator stack, so then your result will be in operand. So that's this example 4. But the most important thing, not only I want you to read this example, and also I want to show you how to run this example. So this example we call evaluate expression. So you can just download that into your IDE. But this one, like we say, we need to provide the user input, right? So actually, we never talk about the command line. But supposedly, when we try to, after we compile the evaluate expression.java file, we will create evaluate express.class file. So then usually we run from the IDE. But we also have a way is we call the command line. So when we run from command line, actually you can just call Java, then have your class file name. But this one is we call, I want to show you how to using the command line option. So that means after using for the command line to run this class, right, you can follow to give them the value, the option we need for the command line. So you see here the expression you will put like a string, because that's how we will process the string. So you will have a double quote to have all your mathematical expression as a string. So that's why our evaluate expression will process that string. So that's a couple examples how you will run from command line. So most of you actually don't run from command line. If you run command line, that's the program for the evaluate expression, how you will do. But most of you actually you run from the IDE, right? So that's why I want to show you. After you open this, your source file from the Eclipse, how should we run this program? Right, you still click run to run this program. Okay, but sometimes when you run, so we see after you run this program, what happened? Actually, they told you usage Java expression. So actually, they just show you the usage for how you should run this one in command line. The reason is when you run the command line, right, that's how we require you. You need to using the Java, then your class name, then your expression. So then if you don't know how to run from the command prompt or how to run from command line, can I do that from our IDE? Yeah, actually you can. So one thing is, how should we run this one from our IDE? Actually, what you need to do is, when you go to your run, right? Yeah, when you see your run, before you just run that. If you just run that, that's because you didn't give them the command, you didn't give them the expression, so that's why they give you the error message like that. So what you should do is, when you go to the run, before you start running, you need to go to the run configuration. So the run configuration here, you can select which Java file you want to run. But also you will see the second one, you have the argument. So this argument is how should we run from the command line. So earlier, that's your expression, including the double quote. So this string you need to provide in the argument. So that's we call the argument actually is your command prompt, what your argument you need to pass. So after you have this, so then when you click run, then your result will show. So this one is, I want to show you one thing is, besides you download this example for your lab exercise 14. But before that, I want to make sure you all can run this program without any problem. Yeah, so then just like we show you here, you either from your IDE to change the run configuration, get your result, or you can run from the command line. So what you need to do for the lab exercise 14, I want you to download this example. So then to run from the IDE to make sure you can run. So then before you start working on that, I want you to think why we need to have two stacks to store the operand and operator. Can we just have one stack? So then before you push the plus or minus operator into the operator stack, why should pub and process all the operand for that before you push? Okay, so now actually in this lab exercise, what I want you to do is, after you can run this example, I want you to add two operators. The first operator is modulus. The second operator is exponent. So you should know, modulus actually has the same priority as multiplication and division, but exponent is higher than the multiplication, division, or modulus. So since they have different priority, so how you will make the change for your lab exercise 14. So then please submit your lab exercise 14 source file with your necessary output. So for my output here, you will see this example, I add modulus, exponent, I add the modulus. So that's why you have example. So you also need to try for other combination to test your program. So that will be your lab exercise 14.